8 UK wine brands you should never buy. Shocking truth. Intro, the bottle that changed everything. It started with a dinner party. Soft music in the background. Friends laughing. Glasses clinking. I reached for a beautifully labeled bottle of wine I'd picked up from a popular UK supermarket. It looked premium. It sounded sophisticated. The branding screamed award-winning. But what happened next shocked me. The taste? Flat. Bitter. Artificial. The aftertaste? Even worse. The headache? Instant. That night sent me down a rabbit hole, researching, comparing, blind tasting, reading labels, and even speaking to small independent wine sellers across the UK. And what I discovered will surprise you. Today, we're exposing 8 UK wine brands you should never buy, and the shocking truth behind why they are so popular despite disappointing quality. Let's begin. 1. Blossom Hill. The sweet trap Blossom Hill is everywhere. Supermarkets. Corner shops. Party tables. It's affordable. It's accessible. It's easy drinking. But here's the truth, most wine experts consider it overly sweet, heavily processed, and designed for mass production rather than quality. Many of their popular varieties contain high residual sugar. That smooth taste people love? Often sugar masking low-quality grapes. The result? Artificial fruit flavors, short finish, little complexity. It's wine designed for volume, not value. And once you try better alternatives, you can't taste the difference. 2. Echo Falls. Marketing over substance. Bright labels. Trendy flavors. Even fruit fusion blends. Echo Falls focuses heavily on lifestyle marketing, targeting younger audiences who may not yet understand wine structure, balance, or depth. But blind tastings reveal a pattern: weak body, excessive sweetness, minimal grape character. It's closer to a flavored beverage than traditional wine. If you're looking for complexity, terroir expression, or craftsmanship, this isn't it. 3. Hardy's. Budget range in UK supermarkets. Now let's be clear, Hardy's as a producer has some decent mid-range bottles. But the low-cost versions flooding UK shelves? That's a different story. Large-scale production often means bulk fermentation, blended mass-market batches, inconsistent quality year to year. Some bottles taste thin. Others overly acidic. It's a gamble every time. Cheap wine isn't automatically bad, but inconsistency is a red flag. For Lambrini, is it even wine? Technically, Lambrini is a pear-based drink, not traditional grape wine. Yet it's often placed beside wines in stores, giving buyers the impression it's comparable. It's highly carbonated, extremely sweet, artificially flavored for casual party drinking? Maybe. For wine lovers? Absolutely not. 5. Barefoot wine. Popular but polarizing, Barefoot is globally recognized. The logo is iconic. But popularity doesn't equal quality. Many UK wine enthusiasts report oversweet profile, simple, one-dimensional taste, lack of regional character. It's engineered to appeal to the widest audience possible. But serious wine drinkers usually move on quickly. 6. Gallo budget bottles. Mass production machine. E.J. Gallo is one of the largest wine producers in the world. And that's the issue. Mass production can mean high yields, lower grape concentration, industrial processing. Some of their entry-level UK bottles taste diluted and lack personality. When wine becomes factory output, craftsmanship often suffers. 7. Yellowtail. Sweet and simplified. Yellowtail exploded in popularity thanks to its approachable flavor profile. But critics argue it's designed to remove complexity, not celebrate it. Common complaints: jammy sweetness, artificial smoothness, minimal aging potential. It's wine made to be instantly liked, not remembered. 8. 3 Mils. The budget illusion. 3 Mils is marketed as a British wine. But much of it is produced from imported grape concentrate. That often means less depth, short finish, basic flavor structure. It's cheap, yes. But quality per pound? Questionable. The shocking truth about supermarket wine: here's what most people don't realize. Supermarkets prioritize shelf appeal, price point, high turnover, not necessarily small batch craftsmanship, regional authenticity, vineyard expression. That doesn't mean all supermarket wine is bad. But it does mean marketing often beats quality. Why these brands stay popular? Simple. Affordable pricing, strong branding, easy drinking, sweetness, wide distribution, beginner-friendly taste, sweetness hides flaws. And most casual buyers don't compare bottles side by side. What you should look for instead: if you want better wine in the UK, look for specific vineyard names, smaller producers, limited production runs, lower sugar content, real regional labeling. Talk to independent wine merchants. Ask questions. Try tastings. You'll immediately notice the difference. If you thought overly sweet, mass-produced wine was the only issue, think again. Because what I discovered next wasn't just disappointing. It was strategic. The wine industry, especially in supermarket chains, understands consumer psychology better than most people realize. And once you see these tricks, you can't unsee them. The award-winning illusion: walk into any UK supermarket wine aisle. You'll see gold stickers everywhere. Silver medal. International Wine Challenge. Decanter bronze. But here's the uncomfortable truth: many wine competitions have thousands of entries and hundreds of medals. A bronze medal sounds impressive until you realize that a large percentage of entries receive one. Now let's mention one of the most recognized competitions, International Wine Challenge, and another, Decanter World Wine Awards. These are legitimate competitions. But supermarkets often highlight lower-tier awards or older medals from previous vintages. What does that mean? The bottle you're holding might not even be the same batch that won. Different year. Different blend. Different quality. But the gold sticker stays. And that sticker increases sales dramatically. The limited edition trick, another common tactic. Limited edition. It sounds exclusive. Premium. Rare. But in mass production terms, limited can still mean hundreds of thousands of bottles. It's marketing language, not necessarily craftsmanship. Some budget ranges from brands like Blossom Hill and Echo Falls rotate labels frequently to create a sense of urgency. New design. New name. Same wine inside. Consumers feel like they're discovering something new. But it's often the same bulk blend. Sugar, the silent weapon. Let's talk about something rarely discussed on the label: residual sugar. Many entry-level wines contain surprisingly high sugar levels, especially white Zinfandel rosé blends, flavored wines, low-cost reds. Brands like Yellowtail and Barefoot Wine often lean toward sweeter profiles in their most popular bottles. Why? Because sugar masks low-grade quality, softens harsh acidity, makes wine instantly smooth, encourages repeat purchases. The brain loves sugar. It triggers dopamine. That easy drinking feeling? It's often sweetness, not quality. The bulk wine reality here is something most buyers don't know. A significant portion of low-cost wine sold in the UK is transported in giant containers, sometimes called wine tankers. The wine is produced overseas in bulk, then bottled in the UK. One example often discussed in industry circles is 3 Mills, which produces wine in large-scale facilities. This practice isn't illegal, but it does prioritize efficiency over artistry. High yields equals more wine per grape. More wine per grape equals less flavor concentration. It's simple math. The vintage confusion, another overlooked detail. Vintage year. Some mass-market wines are labeled non-vintage or show minimal vintage transparency. That allows producers to blend different harvests to maintain consistent taste, even if great quality varies. Consistency is good for business, but it can reduce uniqueness and depth. Higher quality producers proudly display the vintage because they embrace seasonal variation. Mass-market brands aim for uniformity. Why cheap wine gives you worse headaches? Let's address something many viewers experience but rarely connect: the next day headache. While alcohol itself causes dehydration, some low-quality wines may include higher residual sugar additives, higher sulfite levels, poor fermentation control. Large producers like Gallo operate at enormous scale. That scale doesn't automatically mean low quality, but entry-level ranges are often optimized for cost efficiency. And sometimes your body notices. The psychology of price anchoring. Ever noticed how a £6 bottle sits next to a £12 bottle from the same brand? That's intentional. It's called price anchoring. The expensive bottle makes the £6 bottle feel like a bargain. But often, both wines come from similar production processes, just different branding tiers. The perceived value changes. The actual cost of production? Not by much. What independent wine merchants say. When I spoke with small wine shop owners across the UK, one theme kept repeating: supermarket wine is built for scale. We're built for selection. Independent sellers often taste every wine they stock. Work with smaller producers, offer better transparency, rotate based on seasonality, and interestingly, many £8 to £10 independent wines outperform £6 supermarket bottles dramatically. Not because they're expensive, but because they're chosen, not mass contracted. The real problem isn't cheap wine. Let's be clear, affordable wine can be excellent. The problem is misleading presentation. When marketing suggests premium quality but delivers bulk sweetness, that's where trust erodes. And brands like Lambrini aren't pretending to be luxury wine. But some supermarket bottles absolutely are. That's where buyers get frustrated. Signs you should put the bottle back. Here's a quick checklist: no clear vineyard or region listed, overly flashy label with vague descriptions, heavy emphasis on sweetness descriptors, award-winning, without clear year, extremely low price for a supposedly premium origin. If 3 or more of those appear, reconsider. By now, you've seen the tricks. The flashy labels. The gold stickers. The sugar masking weak grapes. The limited edition illusion. But here's the important part: this isn't about avoiding wine. It's about buying smarter. Because there are fantastic wines available in the UK, even on a budget. You just need to know where to look. The £7 to £10 sweet spot strategy. Here's something interesting: many wine professionals agree that the real value zone in UK supermarkets sits between £7 and £10. Why? Below £6, heavy tax impact, cost-cutting production, lower grade quality; above £7, slightly better sourcing, more careful blending, improved structure and balance. That extra £1 to £3 can dramatically change your experience. It's not about spending more. It's about spending strategically. Look for real regions, not fantasy names. One of the biggest differences between bulk wine and quality wine: transparency. Mass market labels often use invented brand names with no real geographic identity. Instead, look for clear region labeling, like specific European regions, recognizable appellations, clearly stated vineyard locations. When a bottle proudly displays a region, it usually means something. When it hides behind vague branding, that's a red flag. Supermarkets that occasionally get it right. Let's be fair. Not every supermarket wine is bad. Some UK retailers have improved quality significantly in recent years. For example, Marks Spencer, Waitrose both have invested in more curated wine selections and collaborations with smaller producers. That doesn't mean every bottle is excellent. But careful selection within these stores can lead to solid value. The key is reading labels properly. How? To decode a wine label like a pro, here's a simple 5-step method. 1. Check the alcohol percentage. Higher alcohol, 13.5 minus 14.5, in reds often indicates riper grapes and fuller body. Very low alcohol combined with smooth descriptions often signals added sweetness. 2. Look for the importer. Smaller importers often specialize in quality-focused producers. 3. Find the vintage year. If it's clearly stated, that's usually a positive sign. 4. Avoid overly flowery descriptions. If the back label sounds like a perfume advertisement, be cautious. 5. Research quickly on your phone. A 30-second check can reveal whether it's bulk produced or respected. The 30-day palate upgrade plan. Want to dramatically improve your wine judgment? Try this. Week 1, compare 2 wines side by side. 1 £6. 1 £9. Week 2, taste a supermarket bottle versus an independent wine shop recommendation. Week 3, try one bottle from a clearly labeled European region. Week 4, blind taste with friends and guess price ranges. By the end of 30 days, your taste sensitivity improves massively. You'll start noticing balance, acidity, structure, finish, length, and sweetness won't automatically equal good. The blind taste test that changed my mind during my research. I hosted a small blind tasting. 8 bottles. Some from brands we discussed earlier like Blossom Hill and Yellowtail. Others from smaller regional producers. Nobody knew the prices. The results? The majority consistently ranked the slightly higher-priced regional wines above the famous supermarket names. Even casual drinkers noticed more depth, longer finish, less artificial taste. That was the turning point. Marketing had shaped expectations. Blind tasting revealed reality. The real shocking truth here it is. The wine industry isn't evil. Supermarkets aren't villains. Mass-market brands like Barefoot Wine or Echo Falls aren't trying to deceive you personally. They are designed for scale, consistency, approachability, high-volume sales. But once you understand that, you stop expecting premium craftsmanship from budget branding. And that changes everything. When cheap wine is actually fine, there are moments when simple wine works, large parties, cooking sangria, casual gatherings. Not every bottle needs complexity. But when you're paying for something positioned as premium, you deserve premium. Final advice before you buy your next bottle: remember this checklist. Spend in the £7 to £10 range when possible. Look for real regions and vintages. Be cautious of heavy sweetness. Don't be blinded by medals. Try independent wine shops. Occasionally the difference isn't subtle. It's dramatic. Closing message for your audience: next time you are standing in the wine aisle, pause. Look beyond the label. Ask yourself, is this marketing, or is this craftsmanship? Because once you taste the difference between mass-produced sweetness and balanced,